Welcome to another edition of Rollick Cats. I'm your host, here from Queens, New York, specifically Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue. We will be taking a stroll around the neighborhood and show you as we explore the most diverse neighborhood in the whole world. Yes, the entire world. If we were to say that New York City is the most diverse city in the whole world, then we would say that Queens is the most diverse place in it. And if we say that, Jackson Heights would be the most diverse place within Queens. There are enclaves within this neighborhood and the surrounding areas. From where I'm walking, some people would call it Elmhurst. And so, walking from Elmhurst, you can get the sense that it is very South Asian dominated. Specifically of the Nepalese and the Bhutanese and the Tibetan culture. So, how do we walk down that way? We will be walking further down on Elmhurst, and that would take us to an area that's predominantly Nepalese or Bhutanese. This is the Roosevelt Avenue, Jackson Heights train station. It is one of the most foot passage traffic consisting place in the entire city, I would say. And that's because Jackson Heights is situated in the middle of Queens. It is where the east of Queens ends and the west of Queens they're going. You will see Astoria and Long Island City and Sunnyside, and those are the endpoints before you enter Manhattan from the Queens side. Because after Long Island City, you have the East River, and from the East River, after the East River, you have Manhattan. Had we walked down that way, we would be going towards Woodside, and Woodside has a different sort of flavor to it. Over there you would typically see more Filipino people, maybe Malay people. Just Southeast Asian culture is very predominant down that way. that changes a little bit as we keep walking. So stay tuned to see and explore the diversity of Queens at its totality. Well, I'll step back. Better to be safe than sorry. If you have seen the plane back there, it's because we are very near to an airport as well. That is the LaGuardia Airport. If we keep walking north, we walk towards East Elmhurst, and East Elmhurst is where LaGuardia is. Where we are now is called Diversity Plaza, and you can see very well why. Where we are going to walk now is very predominantly Bangladeshi. So you will see a lot of its stores, restaurants, going down this way. I would say this area right here is basically like South Asia. You can smell it in the air, in the betel leaf, the cigarette smoke, and the food fumes, if we can call it. Well, okay. See, this block is full of life. This block is known for its Indian stores, South Asian stores. Jewelry and gold stores everywhere. Convenience stores. With traditional Indian items. Oop, sorry. And so the languages you hear around these blocks are Bengali, Hindi, Urdu, Farsi, Nepali, Bhutanese, And so the colors of these places and the smell of these areas partake to that part of the world. And the culture and the people do a good job representing their cultures in different ways and coexist within blocks of each other. That again changes very quick within blocks. So I have this theory. Well, it's not really a theory. You can test it out yourself and then prove if it's a fact or not. Is that no 20 blocks in Queens specifically is the same. Within every 20 blocks, you will see people from different walks of life and not the same from the previous 20 blocks. No 20 blocks will you see the same sort of stores or people or culture or smell, because we all live with each other, but we all have different sections to it, and we do a good job of coexisting that way. I think I walked too soon. It's okay. And so what I said, you'll be able to see a bit of that as we keep walking down. So where we are walking now is 37th Avenue and 75th Street. As we keep walking down on 37th, what we just saw will change very drastically. So what we left was South Asia, and what we will enter is Southern American. So Jackson Heights, more than any other place, I would say, in Queens, has the most diversity within the most congested areas. So within avenues or streets of each other, the world's completely changed. We are walking on 37th, so this is more residential and less commercial than Roosevelt Avenue. That is another story which we will go into within the stream. But before we do, I wanted to show you what the more quieter side of Jackson Heights looks like. So you can see elementary schools. You can see pharmacies, which are closed right now. You can see dry cleaners, restaurants, the post office. Flower shops. Don't get me wrong, you will very likely see all of these things on Roosevelt Avenue as well. It's just you will see way more of it and way more of other types of stores and places as well. We will cross. I hope I don't get copyrighted, but you can kind of hear it already. Do you hear cumbia music playing in the back? So, we haven't even walked more than 10 blocks. And significantly, it all changed. This is way more Latin. And so is Roosevelt Avenue going down 80th Street or 75th Street. But there's a massive difference from 37th and Roosevelt Avenue. Roosevelt Avenue is, as I said, way more commercial. 37th is residential, but it's more family friendly, right? And so the people who live west of Roosevelt Avenue, going down Astoria Boulevard, or sorry, the highway going down past the hundreds. The people here have lived here for ages. These people have raised children, built the culture, built their restaurants, raised families in this area. But it's a very different story when you take a right on Roosevelt Avenue, and you will see it very soon. We will take that right very soon, but just not yet. I think I would like to show you a bit more of the residential side. Well, maybe not. Let's see. So, you can see that it's Calle Colombia Way, which roughly translates to the Colombian Street. Yeah? And so everything around it. Especially going down that way is very Lion influenced. Have we gone down? You know what? We will, because there's a steakhouse which Anthony Bourdain, if you guys know, the famous, rest in peace, Anthony Bourdain, recommends. I don't think it's there. Well, let's go anyway. Maybe it's a bit further up. We'll see. I am adamant in showing you guys the steakhouse, which is a Uruguayan steakhouse. And the Uruguayans are known for their steak. It's further down this way. We won't go anymore. We will take a right. We might come around to it. Let's see. As we walk down, you will notice a difference. So a couple of neighborhoods which neighbor Jackson Heights is Elmhurst, which we walked from, had we walked south of where we are walking now, and kept walking south, you would be going towards East Elmhurst and eventually LaGuardia Airport. And as we walk further down, we are continuing on Corona. And Corona is a very different situation. And it is more Mexican or even Peruvian and Guatemalan and Central American than where we were walking and 37th, which is more Colombian and Uruguayan. And so the end of that is here. And as we walk further this way, we are walking in territories which are a bit more chaotic, let's say, a bit more colorful, with more life, basically. To markets on markets, the different floors of markets. Walaikum assalam. Jersey stores. I hope I don't get copyrighted for that as well. Not my intention. I think the train takes care of it, actually. I think I just might be saved by the annoying train sounds. So when we first started the live stream, hello, we were walking and seeing Bengali food trucks. Now we see Mexican. Now we see Spanish bars, Latin music. It's a completely different story. This train line that you see on the left of me is the 7 line. The 7 line touches a bunch of different neighborhoods. The 7 line begins in Flushing Main Street, which is where we would end up if we keep walking the direction that we are for about, I would say, an hour and a half. And if we walk south of where we were walking, the other direction, and we walked about a couple of hours, we will be entering neighborhoods such as Woodside, Sunnyside, and eventually Long Island City. Long Island City is the last point of Queens before Manhattan. The 7 train ends at 34th Herald Square, Manhattan. So if we keep tracing this line down the other direction, we are going to Manhattan, and the direction that we're walking leads us to Flushing. And all of these places is touched upon by the 7 line. So on the right of me, there are a lot of barbershops. But not only barbershops. Maybe if you guys look at the corners of these streets, you can see that there are services for other types of work around here as well. And so when the sun goes down and the night arrives, these streets change even more drastically. And it basically turns into a red light district. And so over the years, this type of work people engaging in these sort of activities will crowd this area. Weekend nights, or any nights, to be honest, turn into a very different story. But the people, the families, the parents raising their children, the grandparents, the abuelos, the abuelas, couldn't really leave. Jackson Heights, for many immigrants all throughout the decades, was a place immigrants came to call their home, primarily because it was affordable. And most people, because of its cultural concentration, whether it be South Asian or South American, felt comfortable calling this area their home. A lot of families set up their businesses, their restaurants within these streets. But the lack of administration or local government and the lack of action taken by them has led to a bit of a chaotic situation within these areas. And it has created for a clash of cultures within these streets. The local churches would have brothels right next to each other. The sports bars will be right next to your daycare. And so there has been a change of attitude of the people in these neighborhoods. Yet, with all its fruits, with all its diversity, with all of its life, we move on. We, whether it be for the laundromats or the brothels, whether it be the sports bars or the restaurants, we all just keep our businesses going. We keep working. We keep striving for a better life, which is fundamentally the idea of the American dream. It's to better your situation from wherever you come from. And please ask the people who come from the countries that they do around here about the American dream and what it means to them, and if it is dead for them. Please ask them, because it doesn't look like it. It doesn't, because we are still here and we are still plucking eyebrows for people. We are still cooking pad thai for people. We are still selling jerseys of our native countries in dollars, USD. Let that not be mistaken. That the Colombian jersey, the Ecuadorian jersey, the Bengali jersey, the Indian jersey, the Jamaican jerseys, the Dominican jerseys, they all come from all of these different places. But here, they get sold in USD. And that happens every day. And so I think the American dream is alive. It may not be the same definition as you. My definition may not be the same as yours. But there's no doubt in my heart that it exists. In whatever variation you believe to be true. The influx of different cultures definitely make for a tremendous food hub. The different economies that exist within these streets allows for different types of ways people present food or sell food in these areas. You have although it's closed, stalls where you can have fresh juice, bakeries, some sort of chip chili mix. Yeah, there's so much. I can assure you that it smells very different here from where we started, for sure too. The flavors here are very different. Flavor profile. Buenas noches. So you can see that life is a bit different in these parts of the neighborhood. There's more of an income gap. There is less police patrol. There are more illegal activities. But I don't want to portray the entire neighborhood of Corona in that way. It is a result of a lack of local administration and local government. That you do see more crime here than, let's say, Astoria or Forest Hills, the more wealthier parts of Queens. It's not a lot of riverfronts or skylines around these parts. But what it does have is character. What these places do have are a lot of stories, a lot of different types of lives being lived, a lot of flavors, a lot more color. Great things have come out of the people who call these places their home. Do you guys know Adrian Brody from The Pianist? He was from Jackson Heights. There's a lot of great things that come out of these places. There are a lot of dreams here that get built, that get dreamt. A lot of the dreams get crushed, but a lot of them achieve and succeed. This place allows for them both. It depends on, some people might call it luck, some people might call it destiny, some people might call it hard work and character. But whatever it is, it's all possible here. Here more than anywhere else, it is possible. And I think this is a good note to end the stream. We are in one of the most diverse places in the entire world, and I'm happy to have been able to show you a little glimpse of it. So I'd like to thank you for joining us in this edition of Brawler Cavs. I'm your host here from New York City, Queens, signing out. Take care.